G'day folks, welcome to an OCC Queensland Daily Weather Wrap today, the 13th of the 2nd, 2023. My name's Chris Nitzo. This update brought to you by our major sponsor, TownsvilleSheds.com. Check them out if you're in the market for a shed, safe, accredited shed. I have a tropical low just on the eastern Arnhem coastline here. The expectation is that tropical low will track in a general, very slow southeasterly motion out here to the western to central part of the Gulf of Carpentaria before drifting in a general southerly motion into the Gulf coastline by Thursday. System, look, it may form into a tropical cyclone, more than likely it won't. It'll probably create gales on its southern side, though, over the next 24 to 48, maybe even out to 72 hours. It is likely to veer on a weakening trend as it hits the coastline. Bureau of Meteorology track forecast reflects that general southeast, southwest motion and then west into the NT or decaying over far northwestern Queensland. There is still a fair error margin like there is in all Gulf systems, so we may see it push out a lot further to the east down into the southeastern Gulf, or we may see it sort of sticking around the western coastline. So there is quite a bit of an error margin. The steering flows are all very, very weak, so the system's expected to be very slow moving, and that's what also makes life a little bit more difficult when it comes to forecasting track and motion for that circulation. Adding to the fact also, what further complicates that is the fact that there's no clear designated low pressure centre here. It's just a broad trophy region of low pressure. So all of these tend to add up to the fact that we're probably not expecting this thing to become a tropical cyclone, but we are expecting to see some very strong winds on the southern side of that circulation region. And we're also likely to see rain effects that are much more spread out compared to what we would expect in a tropical cyclone type regime, where we'd tend to see the rain really focus in an area. In this situation, we'd see rain spread out right across the Gulf into the Gulf country and also through Cape York Peninsula. Right, over the next 24 hours, we're expecting to see lots of potential for moderate to heavy rainfall across the Cape York Peninsula region, particularly north of Cooktown, and you can see that extending also through the Torres Strait region as well. Now, as we go into this evening, or this afternoon this evening, you'll notice here just a couple of little isolated convective cells around the eastern escarpment. One or two of those might become thunderstorms today. Big storm day coming up tomorrow. As we progress into tonight and early tomorrow, we continue to see lots of potential for rainfall, particularly near the coastline of the Cape York Peninsula region. I'd be totally disregarding that one little spot here of extreme rainfall, but generally speaking, we're expecting widespread convective rainfall and possibly some rainfall associated with convergence and that low pressure system. Remember, the low pressure system won't be moving very fast, but it will be drifting slowly towards the south or southeast over the next 24 to 36 hours. Tomorrow, we are expecting to see a widespread severe storm outbreak across southeast Queensland. And we do see some very unstable air pushing into southeast Queensland. An upper level trough is coming through into that area, and there's going to be some big storms around. Rainfall expectations between now and tomorrow morning. We can see significant rainfall up here around Cape York Peninsula with potential for very heavy falls right on the western edge of the Cape coastline and particularly just offshore off the Cape coastline. You can also see quite a bit of heavy rain extending into the eastern parts of the NT around Groot Island over the next 24 hours. You'll notice a couple of these little isolated showers and thunderstorms around the eastern section of Queensland. Very isolated. Good luck if you get them. Most of you won't. And you can see quite a bit of shower activity around northeast New South Wales and the far southern parts of the Gold Coast as well. Got a very weak circulation impacting southeast Queensland there. You can see very weak circulation just off the southeast Queensland coastline. That just makes wind forecasting around the southeast a little bit more complicated for the next 24 hours or so. You'll see parts of the southeast coast getting southeasties, parts getting northerlies, and that does shift slightly depending on where that circulation goes. Outside of that, we've got the monsoon trough operating through Cape York Peninsula into a circulation out in the eastern Coral Sea. We're not interested in that. That's going to move away to the east at this point in time. The expectation here is that tomorrow we're going to see a general northerly flow to the east of a surface trough, and once again we've got a little circulation just stuffing around southeast Queensland tomorrow, which is just creating a little bit of doubt in some of the forecasts for tomorrow across southeast Queensland, but overall should be a big storm day across that region and into parts of central Queensland as well. Alright, that's it from me. Don't forget, if you want to know heaps more about what's happening, particularly tomorrow's Southeast Queensland Storm Day, head over to join.ozcyclonechasers.com.au. Check out our subscription options. These two, $54.95, $39.95 one, these two have access to our video forecast. $54.95 one also has access to all of our computer modelling and radar and satellite and lightning data as well. Have a good day.